Hi, I'm in Santa Monica at the Paedae offices, and here they do native advertising on mobile and social networking. And I am with the founder, Rob Emmerich.
Hi.
Hello, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
So tell us what exactly native advertising is and how you fit into the new advertising realm of social and mobile marketing.
Sure. So the way that we think about native advertising is it's a way to engage with the consumer that feels a lot less in your face and a lot more like a natural part of the experience of whatever the user is engaging in online. So in our case, we work with games and apps in mobile and in social, and we help them to insert rewards or other actions that feel as though they're part of the existing user experience.
So when these rewards are put in, is it, when they go from a level or when they earn points or?
Right, that's a great question. So it's always at a natural point of transition in a game or an app, and really the biggest requirement is that it needs to be right after somebody has won something or earned something. So, the natural, the normal analog I think would be, or example I should say, is like Angry Birds. You beat level 2 and you win a reward, maybe a latte at Starbucks or something like that. Or perhaps you are, you've engaged with a shopping app for 2 weeks and we want to give you a reward of, a free sample of cosmetics. So that might be an example as well.
Are all the rewards free?
Usually it's, yes, the rewards are free. So sometimes it's, $10 free to a merchant, sometimes it's a free sample, sometimes it's a chance to win in a sweepstakes. So, an example of that, sort of highlighting one of the things that we can do is on our hiring front, we're looking for engineers, and we did a sweepstakes, or a contest actually, to send our next hire into space. That was one of the cool things that we're working on now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So with advertisers, though, they're giving stuff away for free. So how does this benefit them?
Sure. So, this type of advertising is generally called like a merchant-funded reward. So, as opposed to perhaps another system where, the provider, in our case, would go out and buy gift cards or something like that. So the brands in this case get a chance to engage with consumers, number one, in a moment of happiness right after they won something. And that doesn't happen very much in the course of a person's life. So one, that's a really important moment and opportunity for a brand. The second is that really the way that Paedae works is that we're integrated into over 150,000 developers, apps, and games. So we are a massive online network. And what we do is we will pinpoint demographically or through a variety of other targeting mechanisms the people who the brand wants to hit. So it's not just like a spray and pray type of a situation, give samples to anybody. It's really the people who are most likely to want your brand, and then we get to give you an opportunity to see who's raised their hand, who wants to be engaged. It's a really different way to think about advertising. It's not forcing people to do something. It's not pushing them to do something. It's allowing them to continue an experience that they wanted to have in the first place with an app or a game that they wanted to be engaging with at that moment.
So as a marketer or advertiser, I would, say I have a coffee shop and I'm like, hey, you win a free cup of coffee. Is the intention to drive traffic to my place and hope they buy more than just a cup of coffee? It seems like you're giving away a lot of product.
Right.
For what would be the intention for that? Like, would you do a 2-for-1, buy one, get one free?
Right. So, we're not a great solution for really small businesses. Like, that's not generally who our target demographic is. I shouldn't say we're not a great solution, but we don't really work very often with very small businesses like that anymore. It's a lot less transactional and a lot more, driving desire, taking a consumer to the point of consideration. Now, certainly, we have a lot of data and metrics that have shown that most of our advertising really ends up leading to purchases, but we just don't really think about things in that way exactly. We're not looking to drive like a redemption right at that moment. It's really, and I'm happy to get into it a little bit more. With other advertising technologies, like search, for instance, a user has expressed purchase intent or affiliate marketing, where they've gone online, they've gone to Google or Bing or Yahoo or wherever, and they have searched for a particular product, let's say a waffle iron. And when they find, they go to Google and they end up seeing, here are all the different sites that sell a waffle iron, and now they know where to go. We're operating a little bit higher up in the funnel than that, where the users that we have engaging with our apps and games didn't start playing that game or using that app saying, I want to win a waffle iron. They started using that app or playing that game because they love that experience. And so what we're doing is to helping a brand drive engagement and helping them drive awareness, bringing users to a point of consideration. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me throw in an actual real model. Okay. This company, Aloe Cadabra, they do organic personal lubricant made out of aloe vera. It's completely clean, chemical free. Very popular. Women with cancer use it because it's clean. Also, doesn't break condoms. They've been around for a little while. However, they're going from, I think, 2,000 stores to now 7,000. Walgreens, CVS, etc.
Sure.
I had a conversation with them, and I said, I was asked what the new advertising platforms are, mobile, etc. And I said, I know I'm having an interview with Paedae this week.
Sure.
So happens. And so I said, I wonder if this is something that would fit in their model. And then the discussion was, when you're marketing, you've got to hit all the avenues. They're definitely interested in what this is and how it works, because now they can drive traffic to your local Walgreens or your CVS to kind of pick it up. So, for instance, how would this company work with you in order to get their brand out there? And their demographic is 18 to 24 women, basically, and that they do play video games for sure. So I know that there would probably be a target market in there of video games that mainly women that age play. So let's talk about Aloe Cadabra and see how they would work with Paedae.
Sure. So, a company like this, we would start by having a discussion with any company about what their goals are and what they want to come out of a campaign. And so it sounds like in this case they're trying to drive in-store traffic, right? So I think what we would do is we would look across our network. A lot of times we work with very large media buyers, although we can work directly with brands and smaller campaigns, to say, once we understand the demographic they want to hit, we look to our huge network of 150,000 developers and we say, not only which apps or which games would be a good fit, but then within those games and apps, we can target just the demographics. So what we would do is set up a highly targeted campaign that's geographically located around the stores where their product is available, and we would present their, a coupon perhaps or a free sample, depending upon what their goals are, in order to try to drive awareness for it. And that's generally the way that we look at a lot of brands, is just what are their goals. We're a white label platform. So there's a lot of different options of what you want to do. Maybe samples, maybe watching a video, things like that.
Excellent. Very good. What are some of the games that are maybe popular that we would know of that are out there that you work with?
Sure. So there's a video game or a mobile game called You Don't Know Jack that won Video Game of the Year last year or this year. And we work with them. We power their rewards. We work with very large developers like Gree and Six Waves, and we power rewards in their games. There's a variety of tool sets that app developers and game developers use that we are pre-integrated with. So, those are some examples.
Great. I mean, I think it's an amazing platform.
Thanks.
Yeah, what are some of the companies that you've worked with?
Sure. We have done just so many campaigns now, from when we first started. I think some of the ones that come to mind that are, relevant to Silicon Beach are Beachman. We did a campaign with Ellie that was a fun one for them. We've worked with Match.com. It really, almost any consumer-facing company that also has the ability to, really just consumer-facing company. I mean, our system doesn't work very well for B2B opportunities because presumably if you are using an app or playing a game while you're at work, you're maybe not going to want to feel like you redeemed or that you should redeem that thing right then. But yeah, any consumer-facing company.
Did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. My wife now, who was my fiance, she was working. I probably shouldn't tell the story, but yeah. I mean, there were a number of things that were going through my mind. My previous business before I sold it was a private sales business, like Gilt Group for high-end home improvement. My core demographic were women over 35, moms, and one of our best advertising outlets were games. And it was surprising to me that the primary casual game player is a woman over 35. And so I realized that there was just a massive opportunity to come up with a fun and engaging and almost addictive way of putting advertising and offers that people want into the games that they're already playing. And I sold my company in 2011. I think I sort of originally was thinking about this in 2008, but I had another company in between now and then, so yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing concept, and I think you're just going to do really well with it.
Thanks.
I'm excited that we were on the show, Silicon Beach. I think it's great for the tech community to see what you're out there doing. So thank you for joining me today.
Sure. Thanks for having me. It was great.
Thank you.